Welcome everybody to this video about healthy knees and trying to keep our knees healthy. So in this video, there are yoga poses and non-yoga poses that are created to strengthen and lengthen the muscles and ligaments that support the knee. So here I want you to start slowly, find out where your range of motion is. As you improve and things get better, then you can increase your range of motion and increase the resistance of the exercises. Now, please here don't follow the no pain, no gain philosophy. This will basically lead you to hurt yourself more, or if you already have troublesome knees, to end up injuring your knees rather than doing good to your knees. So if it does happen where you get pain in the knees, just slowly come out of the position and restart again, not going as deep this time. If there's any swelling or anything else like that to the knees, first follow the Rice advice, rest, ice, compression, and elevate. Once the swelling is down, then you can come back to doing these exercises. These exercises and yoga poses are here basically that you can do every day and help keep your knees healthy. The exercises will move us through full range of motion of the knees. So again, if you have troublesome knees, only go as far as you can. Don't go any further than that. There's no point in hurting the knees. Our knees are actually quite valuable for our quality of life. We tend not to think of our knees so much about how important they are until something happens to them. So please try to keep them nice and healthy in a range and try not to damage the knees. You will see throughout this video also that some of the exercises also for me. You'll see that my range of motion is limited because I have a meniscus tear in this knee here. But these are exercises that I use myself to better my knees. I had a meniscus tear in the right knee in 2011, and now basically I can do the same thing as anybody else in yoga and as a yoga teacher without having any surgery on it. Again, do these exercises, talk to your doctor if you have to, if you already have troublesome knees. I also have a blog that I will connect down at the bottom, talking specifically about what we can do for our knees when we have meniscus tears. I'll have another video on this later on. So let's get going on this one here, and let's try to get some knee exercises in. All right, so this one is actually kind of easy. All you're going to do is you're going to bring yourself to the wall. I want you to bring yourself to the wall, put your feet hip width apart from another, and then just lean on the wall. It's a great exercise. You don't have to do so much, just steady. So what I want you to do is whenever we do this, we're going to pull the toes up towards our head. And you're actually just going to hold it. Now you're going to feel here that the quads are activated, the calves are activated, all the muscles, you feel the tightening around the knees. And you just hold it for a little bit. And then after that, you can drop it down. Now this here you can also do dynamically after if you want to. So you're just lifting up nice and slow with control, with the breath, coming in and then out, dropping them down again. The advantage here is that you can do this, you're adding a little bit extra weight from your body to do this, and we just lift up and down. The second version of this here to do is you're actually going to come here. Best to use the wall as just for balance if you have to. Some people, this here is a little bit more difficult to do. And this here is the reverse. What we're going to do here actually is we're going to come up onto our knees and we're going to hold it. You can also do this with chairs. Just have a chair beside you, kind of a thing to do it. And the other one also, you don't necessarily need a wall if you don't have a wall free. All right, slowly bring the heels down. And here too, we can do it dynamically. Yeah, nice and up the breath and down. So when you're doing it dynamically, do it about 10 times. And if you're doing it just static, just hold it for about 7 to 10 breaths and then continue through again. So our second exercise here, I will do this here on the mat. You can do this on the mat. And here, be careful of your full range of motion in the knees. Don't try to go down as far as I do or other people that you will see in videos do at all, because Only go as far as your knees will let you go. So here, feet are hip width apart. So I want you to stand up nice and straight. So we're going to do this a little bit in a yoga way here. So you're going to breathe in. I want you to bring your hands up over your head. And as you breathe out, I actually want you to fall forward here and just hang. Here, if you need to, if you have a block, use a block, put it on underneath you. If you can reach the ground, perfect. If not, you can also put your hands on your shin bones. If you're feeling a lot of stress behind the knees here, just bend them just a little bit, to release some of the tension. Because part of this is actually going to be bending our knees. So stay here for a few breaths. After this here, you're going to actually just drop your hip down by your heels. And then what you're going to do is breathing in, you're going to come back up again. Breathing out here, just hang down. And as you breathe in here, sweep the hands up over the head. And then bring them down beside you. So here, let's do this one more time. So again, breathing in, hands come up over the head. Breathing out, fall forward. Just hang here for a second. Breathing in, breathing out, we're going to come down. So here also, if you're here, you're here. This is not an issue. Look forward then. Then all you do then is breathe in, come up like this and out. Breathe in, hands come up. And breathe out. Hands beside you. So here again, like I said, please watch how deep you come into this squatted position, this masala position. So just kind of go down to where you are. If you're here, then you are here. As your range of motion increases, you'll be able to get a little bit lower as we get through this. Okay, next thing. So here, if this is something I tell a lot of the guys who come to do yoga with me, being balanced on one foot creates a lot of strength within the knees, within the ankles, and also within the hip. The thing is that some people really have a hard time standing on one foot or having balance. So you can use a wall if you need to. The other thing you can do actually is just lift the foot. Put it behind your ankle like this and just stand here. And try to stand for a few breaths just to see how you are. If you find it okay here and comfortable here, then you can bring it up, basically, just to above the knee. You can bring it up to the calf if you want to, with the knee on the side. What we're trying to do here is create some of the small muscles, some of these balancing muscles and ligaments to strengthen them out around the knee. If the knee here, you feel the pain inside of the knee, you can bend the knee just slightly, and then come back down to having the foot either behind you or just lift it. If you want to get better at this, the best thing to do is when you're sitting in the kitchen and you're working in the kitchen, you're cutting things or grinding cheese or anything else like that, just lift your foot. And as you're cutting it, then you're not trying to pay attention to stay on one foot. And then this way here, you tend to stand up a little bit longer, and then you just sit and you do whatever you need to do in the kitchen. If you're a guy, your wife's going to look at you crazy, weird, and say, "What are you doing?" And same thing if you're a woman doing this inside of the kitchen, your husband's going to come by and ask you, "What are you doing?" You just say, "Practicing." You stand on one foot. Standing on one foot creates a lot of strength to be able then to do things with the knees, and also creates a nice balance throughout the body. All right, so next thing we're going to do here is two things. I'm going to show you one thing we're going to do first, which is related to what we were doing on the wall. And then the last exercise we'll do today is going to be a little bit stronger for those who are a little bit better. So we're going to come back sitting down. We're going to extend our feet in front of us. Now, I want you to put your hands beside you with the fingers facing forward, nice straight back. And all you're going to do is pull the toes towards you. So this is actually related to what we did on the wall. So you'll feel the quads activate, you feel the calves activate. You'll actually feel all of the muscles around and the ligaments around the knee activate. To protect the knees, we have to work on the muscles and the ligaments. The other thing we have to work on is always on the hips and on the ankles. A lot of people have problems with the knees are not related to injury, are not related to repetitive movement. Something is related to a misalignment within the hips and the ankles because of inflexibility and immobility. Good. So stay here like this. You can release it. Wiggle the legs around a little bit. So again, here you hold it, as you can see, for a few breaths, and then that's it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pull the toes back. I want you to be nice straight back. You're going to breathe in here. As you breathe out, I want you to bend forward as far as you can. If you can grab onto your toes, perfect. If not, you can use a belt. You can use anything like this here to try and bring yourself to here. This is working a little bit more in the mobility of the hips, but even in doing this process, you'll feel that the quads have tightened up and also all of the muscles around the knee strengthening the joint. So you just stand here a little bit like this. Nice straight back. Yeah, pull those shoulder blades together. Look forward here so you're projecting your chest here out forward. And just hold it here for a minute. These ones here are not so dynamic. And we can't really do them dynamically because we don't want to hurt ourselves. So here, just hold the position for a little bit. When you're done, to come out of it, I need you to breathe in to come back up to standing straight. Okay? All right, so next thing we're going to do is always a favorite with people. You're going to come and bend your knees here. I want you to take your hands behind your knees. You're going to lift them up. Find your balance point here and bring the knees, bring the bottom legs so that they're parallel to the ground. You can keep your hands here behind. And here you're going to pull, opening up your chest forward. You're going to feel the quads activate to keep your feet up. If you feel you're strong enough, extend your hands in front of you. And just sit here again. Just take a few breaths in, hold it best you can. When you're at that point where you can only hold it for 2 breaths, 3 breaths, just bring down the feet. Take a break for a moment. Hands go behind again. And then bring it up. Find that balance point. Hands go out. Not a problem. This is about building strength as we go along. Yeah? And not only you have to be strong enough to do it off the bat. Okay, so we're going to bring the feet down this way here. So what we're going to do is we're going to move forward a little bit more. So here, you can come to laying down on your back. You can either do it this way here by rolling down, or whichever way is comfortable for you. So I want you to walk your feet as close to your body as possible. They should be hip width apart from one another, and your hands flat beside you. So here what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in. You're actually going to lift the hips up into the air. Here you can roll the shoulders underneath you if you need to. And just sit here. So don't try to overextend. The whole point here actually is if I look with my eyes down, I should see my knees, I should see my legs. Yeah? A lot of people go, what's too high for this? This is not a full bridge pose. This is a supported bridge pose. Yeah, so go like this. You can see the knees. Perfect. Take a few breaths here. This one here can be done dynamically. So what you do if you want to do it dynamically is slowly roll down. Hips are the last on the mat all the time. As the hips touch, come back up. Come back down again, rolling down. Then breathing back up again. And then breathing out. Good. So this one here is a good exercise. After you're done with it, just lay on your back here for a second. It's always nice just to kind of, chill out, basically. As you're ready to come up, you can bring up your knees, grab behind your feet if you want to, roll back up. The next one we're going to do is basically is a runner's lunge. So what you do is you're going to step back on the mat. You're going to bring this knee so that it's above the ankle. This foot here stays at the back. So first, what I want you to do is find this position where you're not leaning too far backwards, you're not leaning forward. Kind of find this middle. So roll the hips underneath you, look down, nice and straight, shoulders are relaxed. What we're going to do here actually is going to hold this for a few breaths. If you want to do this dynamically afterwards, all you're going to do is you're going to breathe in to straighten out the leg, breathing out, coming down. Breathing in, coming up. Breathing out, going down. Breathing in, and then breathing out. Once you finish this, you're going to basically drop the knee, if you can. If not, if you need to, use a towel, yeah, on your knee that's on the ground here. Okay, so here, adjust your foot like this. So here, what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in. You're going to come forward onto the knee. So again, here, watch the range of motion. Yeah, if there's any pain in the knee, nice and easy, back off of it. Don't stay in that position and think that you have to fight through the pain. And as you do, breathe in, come back up. Breathe out, roll back forward. And again, this one here can be done dynamically, yeah? Just breathing in, coming up, breathing out, going forward, breathing in, coming up, breathing out, going forward. All right, we're going to breathe in, we're going to come here. All right, now we're going to bring both feet down. Okay, and then coming down to sitting. So the other thing that's actually quite good for the knees is sitting down cross-legged on the mat, on the floor, on the couch. Now, as I said before, even with my troublesome knees, with the meniscus tear here from November this last year, now it's down. If you cannot get it down, if your knees are so high like this here, that's okay. You can always take a towel, put it underneath, and then just let the weight of the foot down. So you just put 2 towels on both sides, you just lay them on the feet here, and then you just let them down, and then that's it. Try here to roll the hips underneath you, stand up nice and straight with the hands on the knees. And then here, just take a few breaths. You should try every day for a little bit to sit cross-legged. It helps to the rotation of the knees, and it also helps with the flexibility of the hips. And it's not really an exercise. It's not really, it's not something you can do dynamically. It's more something of just being able to sit down, either when you're reading, writing. Like I said, you can sit down like this on the floor, on a couch, even on a good chair that you have, just to get the knees used to the rotation, the hips used to the rotation, and you'll notice that after a while you will go from here to actually releasing this tension and releasing and getting a little bit more rotation in the knees from beforehand. So those are exercises to keep your knees nice and healthy. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, there is a blog, the link I will have underneath, to talk about specific exercises to do when you have a meniscus tear, especially after the swelling has gone down. I want to thank you for taking the time to watching this video today. You can also take a look at other videos. Other videos will be coming along on specific things as well. So I hope you have a really great day. I will see you again the next time. Thank you.